going on, everybody? Welcome to the Intel Live Show for the week of sometime Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Week. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's week. If you didn't, then happy Hallmark holiday, I guess. I don't know. Did you, Alex, did you do anything special for Valentine's? I didn't get a gift.
I was expecting some chocolate from you or some pandas.
You're like, that goes two ways.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. No, did you do anything good for Valentine's Day or?
I did something for Valentine's Day. Was it good? It was fun. Should I have done it? No, probably not.
Oh. Well, that's fair. What about you, Overlord Sarah? Did you did you get together with the other overlords and throw over, topple governments, that sort of thing, as you do on Valentine's Day? What happened out?
Oh God, that would have been a great story to play Civ 6 and just do a complete takeover. No, with it, just a little wine dinner, nice
Okay.
evening.
Okay, I'll take it. Honestly, my family was so busy, I had to drive to my wife to give her Valentine's Day gift. It was we just missed each other, and we spent most of the day actually filming our video for these Intel MSI laptops and stuff like that. So it was kind of a weird Valentine's Day. But anyway, happy Valentine's Day from us at the Intel Live Show. We love you guys. Thanks for spending your Thursday. Usually this will be Friday, but thank you for spending your Thursday with us. We have I have a show that I think we're very excited about. Alex, what do you think? Are you pumped for today's show?
Well, if my intro didn't show enough pumping. Yeah, I am pretty excited today for the show. Very happy. And yeah, I can't wait. Actually, I was laughing because Mr. Matt had a crazy candlelit dinner at Costco. So he had 2 hot dogs.
Dude, did he have hot dogs? Oh man, Matt, I would expect nothing more. Maybe one day he'll take us out to dinner,
Pictures.
Alex.
I know.
We need pictures. We need pictures of that to actually happen. Well, guys, we have a really great show and some epic giveaways. We are giving away a Core i9 14900K today, live on the show. So make sure that you're paying attention to discord.gg/intel for all the details on that. Also, we're giving away 10 codes of Banisher Ghost of Eden, Banisher's Ghost of New Eden. It's a really, really great game from the team at Dotenod, who has made actually just real masters of storytelling. Some of my favorite games that they have made back when they worked on worked with the Xbox team, and it's actually really cool. And we're seeing some of that, so you're going to get to see gameplay from that today, as well as giving away 10 copies across discord.gg/intel. Twitch.tv/Intel and Twitch.tv/Robeytech. So make sure that you're in all the channels because the giveaways are happening across the board. As well as, Sarah, are we giving away Intel swag kits today? I didn't know. Is that happening too?
I think we're gonna have one swag kit on Discord.
One swag kit.
We got so many great codes, man. I mean, it's just gonna be a drop all the time.
Okay, well, people are complaining that the Intel one is they're like, hey, the 14900K is US only. You know what? Guys, just for fun, I'm gonna throw it in here because we just happened to get a spare one from a other person. So we will give away a 14900K to US, Mexico, and Canada here on. So we're gonna give away 2 CPUs today, just because we just literally had one. We had a commission cancel. So I will take that retail one. We'll give that away to US, Canada, and Mexico here on Robeytech, and then we will give away the other one over at discord.gg/Intel. So there you go. So there now you guys can't complain. And everybody has to love Sarah again because it's Sarah's fault, right, Sarah?
Always.
I'll take that one. If you're gonna do extra giveaways when it's already an epic giveaway show, hey, I'll take any of that credit.
You're just throwing more cherries at the top of that cake. Just keep throwing cherries.
I didn't do anything for that.
You can't. Everybody's like, you can't love Sarah enough. But yeah, it should be super epic. It's going to be a great show. The other thing that we're going to cover today, before we get into the game news, is we are going to show you that you can air cool a 14700K. We're going to talk about how you air cool Intel CPUs, a little bit behind the myth, basically, I don't know, breaking some falsifications, getting through and showing you that you can, and also showing that you don't have to spend a ton of money to make a really high-end system. So we have this beautiful $2,500 system that we did inside of the Antec Performance. We actually did an incredible step-by-step guide over at Robeytech. If you want to follow along with this, it takes about an hour and 10 minutes to build. It is an absolute beast. And using the new Corsair A115, we were actually able to air cool a 14700K in the low 80s there it was when it was under load. We're talking about gaming temps in the 60s and 70s, and we're going to show you all about air cooling and kind of show you that what people say isn't always the truth, right? That sometimes there's just some misnomers out there, and we're going to talk a bit about that today. So should be a really great show, lots of tech knowledge. We'll obviously have Sarah and the team obviously looking to see what kind of questions and stuff that kind of come up as we're talking about that. We're going to give you another little introduction into the 14.7, and then talk a little bit about how you can make this build fit your budget even more, because we gave a lot of expandability here. And then we obviously have links to the builds at the YouTube, if you're watching over at youtube.com/Robeytech, or we'll also have links here on the channel, throwing up on Twitch as well. So should be a really fun show. Alex, Sarah, anything I'm forgetting?
No,
Let's start with Alex.
You got pretty much everything. And for the guys out there in the chat, no, it's not a full industrial AC cooling.
No, it's not.
It's not a liquid nitrogen.
It's a $99 brand new air cooler from Corsair that we're going to show you. That is, and you could also do this with things like the Deep Cool Assassin 4, the Cooler Master MA824. You could do it with the Noctua DH15. You can even do this with an AK620. So again, this is showing you that you can air cool a 14.7. You just got to be mindful of a couple things that motherboard manufacturers love to do, and it's nothing. We're not gonna be bashing on manufacturers, but we're going to show you you're still going to get that nice $35,000 Cinebench score on an air-cooled CPU that's sitting in the low 80s. So when we're under load, so it should be a really, really fun show. Sarah, is there anything else that we want to tell? Is there anything else that we should kind of hint at?
Oh, it's bad, guys, if I don't get the hint. I don't know. I don't think so.
Sarah's on fire today.
What are we missing?
What are we missing? What are we missing? You know what? It's going to be a good show. We're going to have a lot of fun today. Let's kick it off with some news today. I feel like that's the right thing to get things started, which is always fun here. So kicking it off at the beginning, I don't know if you guys watched yesterday when Alex killed me a lot. Or sorry, last week when Alex killed me a lot. Though I did kill you once, and I left your body for dead.
You just left him.
You got into that recovery.
I was like, see, Alex, I gotta survive. I gotta live. So I'll tell your family, no problem. But Helldivers 2, which if you guys didn't pay attention, if you didn't get a chance to watch the show last week, you really should. It was a really, really fun, very fun game. I've actually jumped in a couple times since then. But it's a brand new game from Sony and the team. It's almost like a play on Starship Troopers. If you like Starship Troopers, it's over the top. Like, what do they call it? What managed democracy, right? Wasn't that the term, managed democracy? But it was before it was selling, before it had even come out. The top of the Steam sales list was Palworld, and this was the game that actually dethroned it. And congratulations, obviously, to the Helldiver 2 guys, selling over 1 million copies, and they had 360,000 concurrent players across PC and PlayStation 5. So congratulations.
That's amazing. Good job, guys. Well done. Out of the park.
Alex, I would say it's amazing when you make a good game that people actually go and play it. Isn't that what we're learning here?
Yes, I mean, it's a great game. It was so much fun. It was a lot of fun, even if I had to kill Robey once and then he just did a payback. But yeah,
you killed me twice. I just left your body for dead. We'll get the replay. We'll get in the replay. We'll find
red flag. I want to see the replay.
Yeah, we'll fade a couple times where I'm just like, I was like, hey, I'm just gonna. Oh, never mind. Alex killed me, so I'm just gonna sit here and go from there. Alex's audio is really low. Cool. Let me get that fixed, guys. It's an easy thing to fix. We'll get that. I'll take care of that on my end. Okay. Hopefully, Alex, can you talk a little bit?
Yeah. Now I'm gonna blow your ears away. Sorry.
No. I'll just turn you up a the here. Okay, so we got Alex's volume back up higher, and hopefully that makes it a little bit better. Okay, let's see what else is going on in the world of news. I mean, that was always a fun one, but again, really, honestly, big congratulations to that team. That game is a lot of fun, and I'm really stoked that it went well. This one was pretty interesting, and this one was a find from Sarah. Sarah, why don't you talk a little bit about this one? Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, so I thought this was actually cool because we've talked about this, especially like the gaming awards and best soundtracks and those types of things. So this is the second year that there is kind of a video game or media award at the Grammys. So I thought we'd, make sure we gave a little highlight for winner at the Grammys.
Yeah.
So.
And like, we are beyond the moon. Like, we have another big Star Wars game that's on the horizon. I know we don't have a lot of information on it, but I'm kind of sad that, like, we didn't get a chance to kind of do this one, because I would love to see Jedi Alex, you know what I mean, or whatever it was.
Yes.
Like, and we both have.
I'm not a Jedi.
We both have lightsabers. I have a lightsaber actually right back. You know what? I'm gonna commit. I'm gonna get it.
Commit. Robey, and the rest of the world out there. For those, might be a surprise. Some of you might not, but I'm a pharmacist kind of guy.
I'm getting hurt.
My hairstyle kind of hints at that too.
So this one is for Gordy Hobb and Stephen Barton, who won the Best Score soundtrack for video games and interactive media. So some of the other nominees, while Robey is digging this out, were Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, God of War, Ragnarok, Hogwarts Legacy, and Stray Gods.
I mean, those were some pretty strong contenders.
Those are some pretty strong contenders. Yeah, I have to admit, those are some pretty strong contenders. This is, as you can see, like, we love lightsabers, and so when we can, I'm just gonna show you. This is Darth Vader's.
This
is Darth Vader's right here, right? Like, very, very nice lightsaber with all the good sound effects and stuff like that. So I'm ready for our Star Wars cosplay if we ever get to do it. So I'm definitely going to dress up as a Jedi.
You're going to be a Jedi?
I'll be a Jedi or whatever. Who knows? But
I'm ready.
A Sith. Actually, you both, Alex and I. Alex, well, you don't collect them. You have pictures of them yet, but you're going to start collecting them.
I'm going to start collecting because I want to go to Disneyland and go through the adventure of building. Is right where you get the Carver's crystals and you can build your own lightsaber and all that stuff. Yeah, so $1,000 later, I can actually have a lightsaber.
Yeah, so I actually have been collecting them. I have like 16, so I've been collecting them for a while. So I really, I love lightsabers.
You are ahead of it.
Anyway, great game that has nothing to do, like, we've literally gone off on a tangent. Just use it as an opportunity to talk about Star Wars and lightsabers. But anyway, congratulations to the team. It actually is, if you haven't had a chance to play it, it's a really phenomenal game, great story, and I believe it's actually canon as well. I think that was the thing.
I think it is canon. And I actually went and bought it over the Christmas
Really?
Sale. Yeah, I can't wait to go play. I finished the first one.
Well, you have to finish Assassin's Creed first, sir.
And buy a Switch too.
And buy a Switch, exactly. So anyway, it's really cool. If you do get a chance to play it, it's actually a really great game. Sarah, have you had a chance to play that game or no?
I haven't.
Okay, well, we used to be friends. Anyway, back to another interesting one, and I love to talk about this. Guys, let me just give you a shout out, right? And like, this is not like, yes, I understand that I'm on an Intel show, and you know, it's like one of those things that feels like I'm pandering, but I'm actually not. Like, one of the things I've actually really appreciated about Intel, specifically when it comes to ARC and all that sort of stuff, is just how much and how hard the team is to always update the drivers to give you better performance and stuff like that. And we're talking about since it launched, like since the launch of the Intel Arc, you know, discrete GPUs, you know, what, year and a half ago, right? Is it that long ago?
Yeah, it's been, yeah. It's been
a year and a few months.
A year and a few months. There have been a ton of updates, and performance has been constantly improving. Well, you know, one of the things that we saw is that we have Banishers Ghost of New Eden, which is coming, which you're going to see today, just recently released. Skull and Bones, which just had its open beta, and they added Helldivers 2 plus more FPS in SnowRunner, which, I mean, of those games, the one that I care the least about. But point being is that, you know, again, more updates and faster speed. There's more to this in here too, right, Alex? There's a little bit more info in here. Well, you want to give us the 411?
Sure, there's a lot of info in there. So, for example, like if you happen to be playing Hell World or Helldivers 2, there's some great improvements in there on the driver that we just launched, and also for you already said Skull and Bones, right? And Skull and Bones, there's an update there, and yeah, there's actually a lot of testing going on some handheld devices. So it'll be interesting to see what the future beholds. So it's pretty interesting, pretty excited, and yeah, I'm just great. The team that writes the drivers, I mean, a big hand of applause to them for doing all this.
I like how Alex just drops like a little bomb like that and then just leaves it. Like he doesn't even acknowledge what he just says. Yes, if you look down there, you'll see that thing that's right there in the middle, the Intel Core Ultra 7, which just happens to be the same CPU that's inside of the MSI Claw. So, I mean, again, this is just showing that you are seeing testing happening on the Claw and getting preparation for stuff like that. And we've seen games like Starfield, which we get to say today, and we get to see you know, a bunch of those major games being tested in preparation for the release for this Epic device, which of course we will show here on the show, absolutely, when it comes out. But guys, this is exciting. It's cool to see. And again, I even remember when we were down at CES, and Alex, you remember this, like we saw a drop for the Arc, from the Intel Arc that actually improved the MSI Claw's performance on Assassin's Creed Mirage by almost double. So, I mean, again, there's a lot of power they're still finding in both the integrated one that's in the Core Ultra chips, as well as the discrete GPU ones as well. So, very exciting time. Excited to see what this does. And then when we actually get the Robeytech / Alex release with 37 petabytes of VRAM and all that sort of stuff, we're literally going to take over the world. And
is your face on the right thumbstick or is it in the left thumbstick?
Mine's on the right, yours is on the left, and then just the whole center is just made of $100 bills. That was Sarah's request. So do we have an ETA on that GPU yet, Sarah?
Yeah, when my budget looks like
Scrooge McDuck,
then it is on the plan.
So it's not
still
guaranteed yet, guys. I just want to be really clear. It's still coming, but you know, Alex and I are pulling the appropriate strings and making sure that you guys
get to the people.
We know what the people want, and that is what they want for sure. So yeah, okay. So yeah, that's it. We like I said, we'd like to be pretty light about the game news right now. The next thing we wanted to kind of talk about, though. And this is going to be a fun conversation. Guys, we want this to be a discussion, so would love to have you guys chime in, and then if you have questions and stuff like that. But let's talk about the Intel Core i7-14700K and below, the 14.6, and even in some regards, you can actually probably do this. We're going to test this with the 14.9 as well. But before I get too into that, Alex, do you want to just give them a nice little overview of the 14.7 and what we're looking at here?
Sure. So like previous shows, we actually talked about the 14.7K, 14th generation processor. The difference that you can see between this one to the previous one is the core count has increased, and this is because the core counts on the E-cores, so the efficient cores, have gone up by 4 cores. So instead of having 8, now we have 12. Frequency has also increased, has gone from max super frequency from 5.4 to 5.6. Let's see. Also, the efficiency cores have also increased by 100 megahertz, so from 4.2 to 4.3. And because we have more E-cores, the cache has also increased. So you have all these new things that actually have come to the i7 for the 14th generation, which makes it, I think it's my favorite of the 14th generation. And you still have the same power, the same power consumption, the same package. Everything the same as before, so you can actually replace even the 12th generation with this one because it's the same software.
Yep.
It's backwards compatible.
Yeah, so again, the numbers we're going to talk about down here, and this is the part that's super interesting, is this right here, where it says processor base power is 125 watts, and then max turbo power is 253 watts, which a lot of times when you go and look at things like air coolers, etc., they usually have a base setting for how much they cool. So at 253 watts, if you have a 250 watt TDP air cooler, like for instance the Corsair A115, or even like the Deep Cool Assassin, the Cooler Master MA824, then that means that you can look at that and say like, hey, my air cooler should effectively air cool that particular CPU. So when we did the planning for this build that we're going to show you guys in here in just a few minutes, actually I'll bring it up right now, we actually decided there was a couple of things I wanted to do when we talked about planning this build. One, I wanted to show that you can indeed actually air cool a 14.7. I think it's one of those things that a lot of people have said, hey, if you're going to air cool a new 14th gen or even 13th gen CPU, the most you can do is a 13.6 or a 14.6, but the 14.7 and 14.9 are just uncoolable when you think about air cooling. You have to do like an AIO, etc., or whatever that is. And a lot of that has to do specifically with something that motherboard manufacturers have a tendency to do, which is what used to be the case, and this was back in the day, but when you took a ton of juice and you pumped it through an Intel CPU, the more juice, obviously the more heat and the more power that you would actually get out of it. But if you guys remember, we actually had Aaron on the show. What was that like? It was
Last
like
year.
November? Yeah, it's like November,
I think
right?
so. Yeah, November.
Yeah, in November, he came and did a whole demonstration using an Intel laptop to actually show you about undervolting, which is what they'll do is they actually go and show, and there's some, obviously some variance with Intel CPUs in terms of how good this could be, but by actually reducing the voltage, he was actually able to create more performance, and he saw that in terms of 1,500 to 2,000 additional Cinebench scores with that sort of thing. So nowadays, when a lot of people go and look and you buy a motherboard from any manufacturer, whether it's ASRock, Asus, MSI, Gigabyte, etc., a lot of times when you go and you look at that, they have a tendency to do their own overclocking, and this is something that motherboard manufacturers love to do to help sell their motherboard, because they say, hey, if you were to buy an Asus motherboard, or if you were to buy an ASRock motherboard, or you were buying an MSI motherboard, you're going to get more performance out of your Intel-based CPU because of our optimizations for the CPU and how much power, etc., that we won't put through it. So what happens is you go in there, you take your 14700K, you drop it inside, you turn it on, you click it, you run Cinebench, and the thing's running at like 99 degrees, which, to be super clear, Intel CPUs, if it was to run at 99 all the time, that would actually be fine. What they do, the behavior that they have, and Alex, feel free to interrupt me on that if you go from there, but if you go in there and it runs, what it does is it'll boost, find out how hot it can get to, and then it'll adjust clocks and frequencies to say, hey, here's what my cooling max is, and it's gonna do the best it can, given what it has, to run as powerful as it absolutely is. Does that sound correct, Alex?
Yeah, that sounds correct. The processor will actually have a budget for thermals, which is temperature, power draw, and frequency. So all those three have to be in balance in order to have. So he's looking at what it can achieve at a maximum performance, keeping those three things in balance. So, like you said, if you get a little bit too hot, it might drop a little bit in the frequency just to make sure that everything's fine. But if you're cooled properly, then just hit that frequency gas pedal on and keep going, keep trucking.
So now what we're going to show you is that because of that, what happens is that because motherboard manufacturers just sit there and they have their own stuff. And one example might be, you'll see from like an Asus, it'll be called multi-core enhancement. For ASRock and MSI, what they'll do is they'll basically look and you'll actually choose the type of cooler you have on there, and then they'll determine basically how much wattage that they're going to throw into the CPU, and then that'll determine the overall heat. Now, one of the things that now most motherboard manufacturers, especially on newer Z790, B660s, all those sort of stuff, all those motherboards, is that they have what are called Intel stock settings. And you'll usually see it from there, what it'll sit there and say is like, this is going to run at 250 watts. So what that does is it essentially says, hey, Intel has its own settings, and you actually see them right here on this page that we're showing. On this page that we're showing. Yeah, this is the standard spec. This is what it's supposed to run at, basically capping out at about 253 watts. And what you do is you set it there, and then what you can do is that if you use things like the AIOC from Intel, which you can do on a 14.9 and is at some point in time going to do a 14.7, right, Alex?
Yeah. As long as you're a K, unlock processor, you can use it.
Yeah, so as it comes down, you can do something like that, or you can do your own manual tuning within the XTU, within the BIOS, or you can use AI overclocking, which exists in things like Gigabyte. Also, Asus has a really, really great one that what it'll do is it'll actually set the settings automatically once you have a base, and then from there you can actually get to something that's more inclined and better tuned for the power that goes in there. But today I wanted to show you what actually happens when you set something like a 14700K down to Intel stock settings, and what the temperatures are actually, how they should look when you're running a system versus what you do when you use default settings on something like a motherboard, etc. So that's kind of showing you what we're going to talk about today. And again, paying attention to chats and stuff like that. So if you see questions or things that kind of come up or as you talk about this stuff, we'll definitely want to try and stop and answer those. So today's build that we're going to talk about today is a build using an Intel Core i7 14700K. And the thing that we did with this particular build is we wanted to make something that was very simple. Basically, there's no frills on this build. It's just about building something pure, powerful, and easy to build that is all about performance. So There's no cable extensions. Don't worry, it still looks great. It's minimizing in terms of the amount of connectivity. It still has a lot of I/O and everything like that. So this build is something that you can look at and say, if I wanted to replicate this and just follow along, this is something that you could definitely either go down or even in some regards up in spec to build something that fits within your budget. So what we have is an Intel Core i7 14700K. We're using an MSI MAG Z790 Tomahawk Wi-Fi Max. Again, chosen specifically for the amount of I/O versus budget. The one thing I love about the Tomahawk series from MSI is that they do a really great job of balancing what you get from a feature standpoint with overall budget, meaning that this is in the low 200s when you think about a motherboard. For our graphics card, we're using the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 4080 Super FE. The Super's actually been doing really, really well. They're actually kind of hard to get right now. But again, one of those things that this is a place where you could definitely drop the price if you wanted to. Going with an Intel Arc A770, you could go with a, if you wanted to, you could even do something like a lower end, like a 4060, going to 30 series. Obviously, there's a bunch of options that you go from there, and then this build will support all the way up to a 4080 or even a 4090 at an 850 watt PSU.
Man,
what's up? No, go ahead, Alex.
Yeah, no, it's been a while that I have seen an Antec case, so I'm kind of excited to check it out.
Yeah, and this
like one of my first builds was an Antec where you actually have the SSD bay outside. Anyway, sorry, Robey.
Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. And actually, the thing that I love, even the case, this case has a solid. This has no tempered glass. But if you wanted to, what I wanted to do is create something where if you wanted to spend more, you could. But really what I said is let's take something that's super base and make it as powerful as possible. And we have all the performance numbers and stuff like that so we can tell you how good this performs. For the RAM, we're using Kingston Fury Beast, 6,000 mega transfer at 32 gigs, no RGB. It's just basically plain, fast, inexpensive RAM. We've got the Antec Performance 1 Silent. So this is a build that, the reason we chose the Antec Performance 1 is we paired that with the the Corsair A115. And that was specifically because it has silent performance fans. You also get no noise, and there's plenty of airflow to make sure that we're feeding that air cooler with plenty of air to keep the temperatures low. And then lastly, our power supply is the Asus TUF Gaming 850 watt ATX 3.0 power supply. The one thing I love about this is it's less than 150 bucks. It's got great cables for cable management. We'll show you all this stuff when I actually bring the build over in just a few minutes. And this build doesn't even quite cost with tax $2,500. And again, if you wanted to, dropping down to a 4070 Ti, 4070, that drops it into the close to $2,000 range, going down to an A770 and maybe dropping down to a 14600K, that would drop it into the $1,500 to $1,600 range. So a lot of room to play with this case, to play with this build, to bring it where to bring it where you want it to be, but at the same time also making sure that it can do great with thermals, power, and all in all simplicity for you to build and follow along with. Trying to see if Sarah, did you happen to see any questions or anything like that before we go in there?
I did see one question. It was interesting. Ladies first.
No, go ahead.
What was the question, Alex?
Well, one of the question was like when we're talking about temperature, they were saying is that 100 C? So is that 100 Celsius or 100 Fahrenheit? So
it's 100 degrees Celsius. Yeah.
Yes, it's 100 degrees Celsius, and there's this thing called, and you can actually go to 102 was the thermal junction temperature, and after that, if you hit that, that's when the processor will actually start. So that's when Robey said if your computer's working at 99 Celsius, that's still specs, that's still good. Your computer's it's supposed to be at that. Yes, it looks warm, but it is tested to be able to run at that.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so today I'm going to show you this build and the things that I want you. Again, we're going to really kind of what we focused on here, because a lot of times when you guys see builds on the internet or on Instagram, they have a tendency to be builds that are crazy, right? Like it's like stuff that you can't replicate. And this build is definitely something that if you wanted to be, if you're afraid to build a new PC, this is a PC you could absolutely build. And that's kind of the whole purpose. And so if you guys wanted to, if you head over to Robeytech, you can look at last week's live episode. We showed you how to do this step by step so you could follow along and build this exact PC if you wanted to. Sarah, was there another question?
I don't think so.
There was a question about
just questions about the cases and stuff that we've showcased in the build so far this year. But I think, correct me if I'm wrong, haven't we showcased builds in 3 or 4 different cases?
Yes, we have showcased the Pano. We've showcased the We did one. We did the yeah. We've done a number of
Project
cases.
Zero.
Yeah, so the Project Zero. You know what? I'll just look real quick. Let's just.
And then there was one other question that says, are the SSDs Gen 4?
They are, yes. They're Gen 4, 7,500 megabits per second NVMe's, yes. So we have showcased the, we've shown the Antec Performance 1, we've showcased the Project Zero, we've showcased the Montec King, we've showcased the Cooler Master, we showcased the Cooler Master in Core 100 Max. So yeah, we've done a number of builds, and that's just this year alone.
Yeah,
that's
this year.
since January. So somebody says yes. It looks like this build is meant, again, simplicity. Now there is a version of the Antec Performance 1 that does have a tempered glass, but I'm going to show you when we open this up that I still made it pretty, guys. So don't worry. The build still looks really good. And we'll walk through the build and kind of show that from there. And then, of course, probably the more interesting thing is you guys getting to see the thermal performance and gameplay performance and all that sort of stuff. So I'm going to bring up the side camera here.
Hey, Robey, when would be a good time to talk about the S-Team, P-Team, liquid metal, and showing the different parts of the...
Oh, you know what? I think maybe now. So why don't you talk about, so as we're talking about air cooling, that's a great point. And you know what, sorry, Alex, I totally stepped on your moment. Please don't get angry at me. Let me pop into your full screen, and then why don't you talk about the different parts, so that way when people think about cooling, why cooling is what it is. So I'm gonna go over to Papa Alex here and give it a go.
To be completely honest, I'm still upset about you leaving me behind last week, but that's another story. All right, guys, so what you see here is CPUs. This is what you actually will see. This is how the CPU you get if you buy it. This is a 13900K, which is pretty much physically pretty close or almost the same as what Robey has over there for the 14700K. But what I wanted to show you mostly is you see this here is the heat spreader. So this goes here on top, and over here, usually for processors, you can have two options. Either is a paste thermal interface material, or is a solder down thermal interface material. So for all the K processors, they actually have a solder down thermal interface material, which does a better transfer of heat from the die. So actually, this little guy is this amazing thing blowing up that actually goes like that. So what we're trying to do is transfer all the heat that this generates into this heat spreader. And like I said, you have two ways of doing it with, well, actually three. But out of the factory, you have either a paste or a solder. So soldering has a better transfer of heat. So for the case, which are unlocked and it's for overclocking, that's what we use to go on top of it. So that's what you do for, what we have on the different thermal issues, not issues, sorry, and different thermal options that you have. There's a third option for those there who like to go, who have more experience or are testing with new things, and it's actually liquid metal. So what they do is what I did with this one is you delid the processor, warning here, a little asterisk. We don't, once you delete your processor, you void your warranty. But there's people who do it and actually replace this paste with liquid metal, and it has even a higher heat transfer than the solder. So yeah, with that that's a short little insight and my little minute of geeking out with Professor Alex here on thermals.
So what we have here, guys, so when you think about that, there's another aspect, and I think you talked about the liquid metal when you add it to essentially the TID, but then there's another part of the whole cooling thing, which we're not going to actually be able to show today, and that's usually in what's called your thermal paste. So liquid metal is something that people will add also as your thermal paste, but the thing that you have to remember, and actually let's take a little break here. When you look at an IHS, which is actually here, I'm going to go back to your full screen, Alex, if you can show the IHS again. When you look at that IHS that he's showing, the integrated heat spreader that he's got there, when you look at that thing and you look at the top of it, that thing is not entirely flat. Like it does have grooves and all those sort of things in it. So what actually thermal paste does is thermal paste is a heat transfer material that then takes it from that to the cooling plate on the other side of whatever cooler, whether that's an air cooler, an AIO, a water block, etc. Which also, even though it looks smooth as a baby's butt, is actually not. And what that does is it fills those grooves and cracks, and then by basically the better the thermal paste, the better the transition of heat between the IHS on the CPU to the cooling plate on the AIO. So the thing that's so important about about this particular, when we think about like when you look at air coolers and we talk about cold plates, etc., is that you want to make sure that you have a cold plate that's big enough that covers the entire IHS of a CPU, because now the chips are using more and more. You used to only have to care about the center, but now the stuff is spread throughout the entire processor. And then the second thing is making sure that you can also get a good grasp. So then the bracket and basically the bracket and the clasping material that you use to actually mounting material. The mounting material the mounting mechanism you use for the cooler is also good. And then lastly, obviously, that the fans, etc., the cooling fins and all that sort of stuff do a good job of dissipating the heat. So that's just a lot when you think about and you look at when you may look at a cooling solution for whether it's reviewed or whatever it was. Those are the different aspects that can determine how good a cooler is. So here is our actual build, and as you can see, it's actually, even inside of it, it's very, very clean. So just because it's using all stock cables and all that sort of stuff, it's still a very attractive build, right? I did not make it ugly. Even the cables, everything looked fine, but it's still very simple to put together in terms of, and this is one of the reasons that I actually chose the PSU I did, because the cables for the PSU are also attractive. Here's that special Cooler Master, the new A115 from Cooler Master, that is a 250 watt TDP for cooling. And then again, the fans themselves and everything are on a rail system, and they're 140 millimeter fans, and you can mount actually up to 3 fans onto this cooler. For you can see our CPU, and then of course, given that we did all black, I did the Founders Edition for the 4080 Super. And so again, I wanted to make sure that even though it was done, it still came out pretty. And then we can show you on the other side, again, just keeping in the realm of simplicity, even when you look at the other side of this build, it still comes and looks super clean even on the back side too. So, and this is it's not hard to cable manage. You know what I mean? Like these are, again, because your cables themselves are, the power supply cables are nice and they're like this thinner sleeved look. It's very easy to basically get this cable managed and make it look pretty. So something that this is more than capable, you're more than capable of doing. And I think ended up using about 22 zip ties to sit there and make it look that way too. So very, very clean on both sides. But the big question is, when you get done with something like this, Robey, how does it actually perform? You've put an air cooler on here. You've chosen a pretty simplistic build. Does it actually perform the way that we actually want it to perform? So I can never make cable management look that nice. Yes, you can, and I show you how to do it on the show. It's actually not as hard as people think.
You said you had hair extensions in there.
I didn't have cable extensions, not hair extensions.
Sorry,
that's a big difference. Okay, so let's get it plugged in and we'll show that off a little bit. Did we see any other questions, Alex or Sarah, from the peanut gallery? If anybody else that wants to have some stuff that they wanted to chat about when we're talking about this build?
Well, there's a conversation on the peanut gallery, but it's not technical. It's about, I need some lotion in my hands.
Yeah, I did. You know what? I saw your hands too, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to mention that. I was just like, they look a little dry.
So I will moisturize for you guys.
I will moisturize for you guys. That's his. That's his next. That's his next.
He's moist.
Oh.
I'm gonna work on my Ferrari.
Okay, so we're gonna get this closed up, and now we're gonna actually show you guys some performance and stuff like that. So now we'll go to get this all set up. We're gonna bring up our from here, and we're gonna get it turned on. So there it goes. It's now gonna be. You're gonna see it pop on if I hit the power, right? And by the way, it's on. And the thing that's so crazy about this is because there's no RGB and very little sound. There we go. I can get really close, and you can hear it a little bit.
Yeah.
But not a whole lot of noise there. Okay, so let's grab our controls now. And yeah, there is no RGB on this one. That is definitely true. We were trying to save as much money. It was all about, if I wanted to give you the option. RGB does add complications just with hooking it up. Obviously using daisy chain fans and stuff like that always make it easier, but you know, go ahead.
I love the look of it. I mean, it is a clean, like, matte. Is that the right pronunciation?
Yep.
That word?
Clean, matte. It's just very and simple, right? Like that was the big thing. I wanted to have something that people could easily follow along with, and then just easily, you know how it goes. So the moment of truth, the most important thing is okay, Robey, let's see, is your claim that you can air cool a 14700K true, right? Because that's really what we're kind of showing here more than anything. And then I'll pop into the BIOS and show you a little bit in terms of settings and stuff like that. But you can actually see right now, it's sitting in this is idle. Look at that idle temp right now, guys. 28 degrees. Even when you've seen AIOs, a lot of times you're looking at 30, 32 degrees. So this thing is already doing an incredible job of just keeping the temperature down, even at idle, which is pretty crazy. So let's go ahead and jump up and we'll open up Cinebench. And you can already see, I mean, obviously you're getting a little bit of sneak peek where you know what we're talking about, but you can see right there, average score for a 14700K when you're looking at Cinebench scores is between 33 and 34,000. You can see right here, even after a 10-minute run, we were running at 33,000. Let's go a 10-minute duration, hit start. There it is, up to 200 watts. And look at those temps, guys.
Here's a quick question, Robey. Since this system you already had built, did you go on and set the Intel settings?
Yeah, well, and I'll show you guys that in the BIOS here in a
Okay.
minute. I just wanted to show you the end result.
Yeah.
I just want to let you guys know I was off by almost 10 degrees. Look at that temp. That is an air-cooled 14.7. It just pulled a 34727 and it got up to 73 degrees. So I just want to say, the question that you might be asking real quick, can you air cool a 14.7? Yes, you can. And you can, like, that's 70, guys. That is 70 degrees. Now, if you guys, some of you, and this is where you're going to learn that even Robey, who knows a lot about hardware, doesn't make mistakes. Robey, who when I installed the fans, which even my text didn't capture it, when I did this on the live stream, we were actually getting in the 80s. I found out that I'd actually put one of the fans on backwards, and the fans were blowing into themselves, and the temperature was only in the 80s. So this is a fixed one. That's why the temperature is as low as it is, because Kevin, when he went to go do all of the benchmarks in the follow-up, found out that I'd install the fans backwards, and there you go. So there's your temps, guys. Like, is that, can you air cool a 14.7? Absolutely, with room to spare. Not only could you air cool it, but when we're pulling 75, 76, you can also overclock this. So you can air cool overclock a 14.7, and you are seeing average Cinebench scores right there with that as well. So I'm just saying.
Actually, I'm really impressed on what you said on the, how big of a difference, of course.
Now somebody said
on the fan.
Somebody's asking, Robey, what's the noise level on this system? So we have it right here. I'm gonna shut up, which you guys are like, thank you. So it's currently sitting at 54. So 54 decibels here. 54 decibels is about the level of noise at a library.
Wow.
That seems fine. If this was under your desk, you wouldn't even hear it. And again, that's some of that's the engineering of something like the Antec Performance One Silent and stuff like that. But again, if you're interested, and then we haven't even shown gameplay stuff or anything like that. Which, I mean, this system, if you want to go back and watch the stream, this system absolutely crushes. The system absolutely crushes at games as well across the board. I don't remember what ones we actually had installed here. I can check real quick. stop this. So yeah, I mean,
it is pretty impressive. I mean, I really like. Yeah, like I said, 70. Like you still have a lot of overhead. I mean, you have a lot of thermal room that you can play with, and yeah, fine tune it. And you can even do better.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, when you talk about, so somebody was asking, what about like how does that compare against a RAM click? RAM clicks have a tendency to be in the 88 to 89 range. I mean, sorry, the 95 to 105 range. So it is significantly less loud than a good old radiator. Sorry, a good old RAM click for sure. So yeah, that is it. We just wanted to show you guys, give you guys a demonstration of what an air-cooled 14.7 was. If you want to see more in terms of gameplay performance, we actually did this on a Montech King. I think in the Montech, I think we also used, I don't remember what we used in that one. Oh, sorry, the Pano. We did a 4070 Ti, showing that with a 4070. And again, we saw great performance on Hogwarts, on Prince of Persia, on Assassin's Creed, all that sort of stuff. So it's a great combination of hardware. And then of course, we'll have our full review for this build actually coming out in the next couple weeks. So if you want to see everything about it, but I just have to give a huge shout out, obviously Corsair, also to Cooler Master and etc. for making coolers like this. And then at the same time, oh yeah, I forgot, Alex, I got to show people how to actually do this. I just literally I got to show them how to actually what the setting that I'm talking about is. So
yeah. So actually, one of the questions that came in is like, what were your PL1 and PL2s? So PL1 means power limiting 1, power limiting 2. I think you set stock, so power limiting.
Yeah, so everything is set to Intel stock settings, and I'll show you how to do that. It's motherboard dependent. We're going to be showing you this on a MSI board, obviously.
Yeah. So the stock, the actual settings is PL1 is to 125 and PL2 is 253. 253 when we're talking about watts.
Yep. And how you set it is a little bit different on a bunch of different on different motherboards. But we'll show you this on the MSI one. So if you were going to replicate this build and you were interested in building this exact PC, this would show you how to do it. So here we are. We're in the BIOS now. You can see XMP is enabled. What we're going to do is we're actually going to run up here to Advanced, hit F7. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go to Settings, and you're going to go to Advanced. And you're going to go to, it's an overclock. And then see right here, this right here is what you're going to set. Your box cooler. And then see where it's next to it, 253 watts, 280 watts, and 4,096 watts. So if you set it to 253, which in this case is stock Intel settings, that basically says, hey, whatever Intel says it's supposed to be at base, that's what we're going to do that. And this is actually how a lot of motherboard manufacturers have started doing this, ASRock, etc., where what they'll do is they'll present it in the form of cooling, and then based on that, they'll determine how much power they're going to throw into it from a wattage standpoint. So yeah.
Sorry, I was.
You know what, guys? I have no idea why this Halloween song is still in this playlist. It's if you guys want to send a note to Soundstripe to be like, hey guys, can you get this? I don't know. This one Halloween song.
It's always the same song too.
It's always the same song, etc. So yeah. But anyway, guys, so that's, if you want to set it for the MSI, that's all you got to do is, again, go to overclock, set your CPU cooler right there down to 253 watts, and then you will basically have it at that setting. And I'm just showing you, the Cinebench score shows that it is getting the exact same performance that you would get on a stock one, maybe within 200 points, and it is literally 70s, high 70s to air cool versus basically trying to cool it with some people are like, you need a 360 millimeter AIO for a 14.7. No, you don't. You need a 240 millimeter AIO, and you need to basically make sure that your settings are correct, and then you're going to be in really good shape. So, yeah, cool. Anything else that I missed? Did I miss anything else that you guys can think of, guys?
No. Well, I think you got it. Actually, there's a quick question more like on the not technical side, but the production side. Is like, how are you capturing the BIOS?
Oh, how am I capturing the BIOS? Well, let me just say, This
magic.
This
It's
setup
magic.
is complicated. Okay, so
Yes.
at some point, you know what? I will. You know what? Let's just take a
You
second.
should do it
We'll-
behind the scenes.
We'll give you a little behind the scenes, but for folks who don't know, we're going to show you in here. So this is actually what I look at when I am running the show. So we actually have multiple cameras that are basically pointing at us all the time. That's right there how I know what's on the screen. That's my Discord, and then over there you can actually see chat and everything else. But when you look at our setup here, this is actually the HDMI out. That HDMI out then goes down and it goes to a splitter that connects to a Ninja Atmos, and that Ninja Atmos, it then connects to an XR1 from EVGA, and that's what actually gives me the BIOS image. And then we have the second one that actually mirrors to a second screen that's here, and then the top one is actually DisplayPort. So that's a Xenon monitor and all that sort of stuff. Every single one of our cameras is all connected to a Ninja, as well as the camera that's basically up there, that's the Ninja for top down and stuff. So I basically get previews of everything, and then it's all done via Elgato capture cards. So it's done via the CamLink Pro, and then that's how it all gets into into our stream. And then again, guys, and then it's all controlled actually via Stream Deck, and it takes a massive amount of work to basically pull something like this off of, but it's a lot of gear, which is actually pretty crazy.
Well, let me put it this way. I'm still trying to fine-tune my setup, and it's not even as complex as Robey, and I just have a couple of things here and there, but yeah, it is a massive undertaking.
So we have a baked color profile into the cameras. Yes, all of the cameras are actually set to a color profile. None of the LUTs are set via the Ninjas at all. So yeah. But yeah, just wanted to show you guys what it was like when we do that. And then of course, we also have a setup that is then also done over at Alex's house, and all of that stuff is pulled in via Video Ninja. And then from there, and then it's all compiled via a very complicated OBS system. And then from there, we then add lower thirds and graphics and all that sort of stuff. And then it's all run like a one-man production show, which is actually pretty cool. So
not like a one-man production show. It is a one-man production.
But the thing that we love is, guys, when we and Sarah and all of us came together to show you this, to build the show for you, we wanted to make sure that we can show you everything about that show, like everything, so like you can see how a BIOS runs, you can see all the gameplay, all of the numbers, all that sort of stuff, so you're never missing anything because of it. Yeah, so anyway, that's the 411. I think, guys, we can actually start talking about our game that we're gonna play.
Yes. Yeah? So I'm a little heartbroken because I ordered all this stuff for my cosplay, and there was one thing that really tied the cosplay together.
Is it a rug?
It was a rug. It pulled the whole room together. It was it was like a kill. Anyways, it was something, and it turns out it was shipping. It is shipping from Scotland, and it's not gonna make it today. It will get here tomorrow.
It's shipping from Scotland?
Yeah, because it comes like with the actual brooch that you'll see in the character, and it's the same colors and everything. And I was like, oh, it will tie the whole cosplay together. But anyways, I still have a cosplay for you guys. It'll be here. But let's talk about this amazing game, which is awesome because I really like it. Like the story, the voice acting, how the both interact, the historical backdrop of where the story takes place is so much stuff.
Yes, I mean, honestly, guys, the game that we're gonna play, I think you guys are gonna really enjoy. Of course, we've been giving away copies. How many copies have we given away so far, Sarah?
I don't know.
Oh. She's like,
we still have more to go, so stay tuned, but I don't have the...
I'm not done counting. I'm not counting, Robey. That's not what I do. My job is to be overlord and tell you guys what to do. That's what I do. I'm just kidding. That's not true at all. If you knew Sarah, you'd be like, that is the farthest thing from her.
Yeah.
Okay, so
to deal with us.
I feel like the best way to introduce you guys to this game is actually just to they did a great video that kind of gives you a whole intro to the title. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run a quick video that'll kind of introduce you to the world of Banisher, Ghost of New Eden. I do want to give a shout out because Dotenod, which if you don't know anything about Dotenod, they kind of came onto the scene with a they kind of came onto the scene with a story-driven game that came out a while ago. It was, and it came out on Xbox. It was the story of, I'm trying to think of like the best way to describe it, but it was basically, Life is Strange, which is kind of the first game that I remember from them. And if you've never played this game, it was kind of the same vein as Wolf Among Us. They also had like those story-driven, almost Traveler Tale type games. What they have is they have a real knack for storytelling. And since then, they've done Captain Spirit. They did a Life is Strange 2. And then they've done like a bunch of these like really great story-driven games. The one thing about Banisher's Ghost of New Eden is that this game is a little bit of a departure of what you would see from a regular Dontnod game than what we have typically played in this. So instead of me talking about the whole time, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to jump to this video and let them do the talking for us. What do you guys think?
Yeah, and meanwhile, I'll go put on some makeup. I'll be back.
In cold, ruthless North America, explore the lands of New Eden, its colonies and isolated settlements. Surrounded by spirits and otherworldly creatures, the settlers require the help of Red and Antea, a couple of Banishers. Banishers can feel the veil, the boundary between life and death. You can cross the veil at will to explore New Eden, its fabulous mountains, deep swamps, rushing rivers, and lush forests. As experienced ghost hunters, travel this cursed territory and uncover its darkest secrets. A terrible curse afflicts New Eden inhabitants. A curse that tragically provoked Antea's death. Despite your loss, you must continue your mission and save the settlers' souls. Dilemma rises when you learn you can bring Antea to life by sacrificing people you swore to help. This becomes your burden, with all your choices now affecting the fate of inhabitants as well as Antea's. Every soul you banish, every spirit you grant peace, every life you sacrifice to save Antea will inexorably guide you towards one ending or another. Will you be a merciful savior or a relentless banisher?
Yeah, we're trying to figure out what happened here, guys. It just stopped. Okay. It's so good, it stopped. Okay, let me find out what's going on here. I don't know what happened there. Let us, we'll reload that. That was weird. I've never seen that happen before. You guys are like, this game looks great. And they were like, okay. And then it just stopped doing its thing. I've never actually had that happen before.
Would it really be a stream if we didn't have technical difficulties?
Yeah, exactly. That's the way it always is, right? Hold on. Wow, this whole thing is like posed. One sec. Okay. I will just, we will run it, we'll run it here. Hold on one sec, guys. I'm just gonna run it on this one to finish it out. Luckily, that's an easy thing to fix. We have multiple PCs. We're good.
Lots of backups.
Yeah, lots of backups for the backups for the backups of the backups. And honestly, let's be honest. We're just giving it more time for Alex to get his stuff done. Okay, so let's bring it up here. I'm gonna switch the thing over. Okay, we got it all squared. Okay. Stand by, guys, and we'll finish the little bit so you guys get the full. Because I want to. The combat is actually, it got to like one of the best parts.
Yeah, because I think the combat has got an interesting complexity to it.
Yeah, exactly. Here we go.
Spectacular and dynamic, allowing you to switch at any time between Red and Antea. Loot, upgrade, and select the best weapons and gear for Red, and engage in the fight. Adapt to the situation, switching on the fly between melee and ranged attacks. Perform perfect dodging or parrying to destabilize the enemy and inflict powerful counterattacks. Light attacks will provide better agility and faster movements. Charged attacks will max out damage and break the enemy guard, but will leave you more exposed on the field. Finally, targeting enemy weak points with your rifle will grant you a decisive upper hand. As a Banisher, Red isn't the best choice against living enemies, but he's the best fighter against the dead. Each damage that Red deals will fill his Banish gauge. Some skills, like Bane-powered bullets, will fill the gauge even quicker. When the gauge is full, perform your Banishing shot at the best moment to deal an extra 300% damage. Other skills, like removal, will be a boss breaker, allowing the Banish ability to now deal damage based on enemy HP. Unlock new skills and upgrade Antea's abilities to give Red more bonuses and combos during battle. Antea's new existence has given her spectral abilities that she can use both in exploration and combat. To improve her spiritual powers, she needs to be fed with the essence of the living. Use skills like Deep Outburst to open new paths during your exploration and trigger devastating area attacks during combat. In the midst of the fight, activate the ability Relentless Spirit to rapidly increase melee damage. Unlock and experiment with all of Antea's skills and powers, some of which can unleash devastating combos when switching with perfect timing between Red and Antea. There's much more to discover as you explore these cursed lands. Whatever your choices, they will shape your adventure, your story, and the fate of Red, Antea, and all New Eden inhabitants, for better or worse. When Banishers releases on February 13th.
So there we go, guys. There is Banishers of New Eden, so you guys can see that. And so we're gonna jump into the game. It really felt like the best way to get started with that, obviously, was to show it. Let me get MSI Afterburner up so you guys can see how it obviously runs. Oh, I heard a little bit of Alex.
Oh, I was like, was that to get our attention? Are we ready?
I don't know.
So,
I'm
as you guys were watching the video, you guys see that the scar. I don't know the proper name, and that's what I was missing. So, but everything else came in.
So, are you ready, Alex?
I am ready.
Okay. I am going to your full screen. Ladies and gentlemen, Ghost of New Eden Alex.
Oh, the hair. The hair.
No.
The scarf would have kind of pulled it all together.
I know.
And it was coming from Scotland?
Yeah, because I found the actual colors, and it comes with the actual brooch. If you get a closer look at the character, it was like, oh my god, this is awesome.
Wow. Well, you look good, sir. You look good.
Thank you. Well,
Everybody's like, who's this guy? Nobody recognizes you.
Alex in a ponytail.
That's Alex in a put. Yeah, honestly, dude, the hair does. You look pretty good in that hair. You might be able to
Yeah,
do as like
I know.
an extra on like that Outlander show. Oh man, now it's like I don't even know what to do with these locks, dude. Okay, so flowy. Okay, so what if you know what kind of hair product if I was gonna just go ahead and grow out my hair like that? What kind of hair product might I need to use, Alex?
well, I usually do an avocado and egg white treatment every weekend, just to keep it this healthy. I make sure I just brush it with bamboo.
With bamboo?
Combs made out of bamboo to rehydrate, because bamboo has so much water, so it hydrates the whole, the roots. It makes it healthy. Easy,
connection.
beautiful.
In which you have just delivered your hair care routine. It's the next level.
I guess I missed my second calling as an actor. Or maybe as a salesman.
Okay. Well, I think after that we can get started with the game. What do you guys think?
Let's do this.
Okay, jumping into the game now. So we are going to start over from the beginning because there's obviously a lot of story and stuff. We're going to pop in here. You can actually see the performance numbers up here. What we're using is an Intel Core i9 13900 non-K with a RTX Pro RTX 4080. So that's what, if you guys are curious when you're seeing the performance and stuff like that, that's what we got here. I am going to stop the music so we don't interrupt that with the sound. Let's not have a mixture here, right? It feels like the right call here. Okay. Here we go. Here we go, guys. New game. Now, there is the difficulty. I have heard that the difficulty is pretty good. I'm just going to start with normal. What did you play on, Alex?
Normal. I like to enjoy my... I would love to play like hard, but I like to enjoy my game, and I don't have enough time to be frustrated nowadays. I have a lot of games to finish, so I play normal.
And the one thing I will say, and the reason that we're starting from the beginning is that one thing that, yeah, I'm using a controller for this because this is honestly,
yeah, better.
This one is a great controller
Sir,
game.
The ship lies at anchor off New
Dontnod is
Eden.
definitely
A
very
tender
good
stands at
at
your disposal.
storytelling, so I want to make sure you guys get some of that story. Can you guys let me know? Can you hear audio all good?
Yes.
Alex, they're saying you look like the band leader from Foo Fighters.
Yeah, Steve Grohl. That's one of my favorite bands, like top 5 of my bands.
I dreamed of clouds. Great long
So that's a
fluffy
great compliment.
bastards.
Thank you.
Low over the sea.
I dreamed of the abyss. In the darkest reaches of the deepest ocean.
I just want to let you know I've never woken up and had a conversation like this with my wife or anybody else I know. Did you dream of the abyss?
A good day to you, my love.
And a good day to you too.
Are we in New England?
That's not the frame. That's the frame time. It's a cutscene.
Welcome to America.
Something's bothering you.
Charles's letter.
What of it?
The ghost must be uncommonly dangerous, or he would banish it himself.
Then we shall charge him double.
I'm serious. If the Reverend needs help, this can be no easy business. Red, you best be ready.
I'll be careful, Master Duarte.
See you, Jack.
Your apprentice stands ready to serve. Come on, Antec, we need to go. Night.
See, now that conversation I feel like is a little bit more normal.
Rory McWraith. Gallant
Yeah.
to the last.
Oh
Me every
wow,
morning.
somebody found my Sheldon
Life to the
cosplay.
living. Death to the dead.
Consider our lovers, Antea and Red, the greatest banishers I ever knew. Life to the living, we say, and death to the dead. It is not so simple. Since the dawn of humanity, the dead have lingered. Dead as alive, we are complex and emotional beings. Many and tangled are the ties that bind. Since the beginning of memory, Banishers have fought to sever those ties. Death is but a trifle. It comes to us all. To haunt or be haunted. There lies the true horror.
Yeah, and this game is 20 to 30
I,
hours.
Charles Davenport, should
But Sarah's
know.
almost 3/4 of the way
The
through it already,
haunting
right,
of
Sarah?
New Eden scared me to
Yeah.
death.
I'm gonna start later today.
I
Can't
dearly
wait.
wish I had not begged my friends
Fine.
to come
It
and
is
lift the
fine.
curse.
Okay, here we go, guys. Gameplay now. You can always tell because look at the frame time.
If this is June, I'd hate to see January. I'd want to freeze my backside off in the summertime. I'd have stayed in
I have
Scotland.
V-Sync on. I need to turn that off.
London wasn't much better.
Look at it. It's cold as a
Yeah, I did
bishop's
the same
arse.
thing when I was playing.
And twice as white. I don't mind saying it. I'm very disappointed.
Should have left my ponytail.
Charles wasn't
should've.
lying. New Eden is cold
I
as
can't.
death.
That's nothing new.
Put
You
your
may
put
well
your
be
ponytail in,
disappointed.
or start singing Foo Fighters. There goes my heat. No, that's not Foo Fighters, is it?
It is. Watch
good.
it where it burns.
Yeah.
Hey, I can finally do that. No, I can't.
I went running in snow today. It was snowing here.
You'd better be at the tavern. With a hot grog. Or two.
Okay, here we go. Let me take V-Sync off. Oops, I don't think I turned it off. Well, did it do anything? Nope. Okay, V-Sync's off. Wow, it still seems to be stuck at 60. Oh, you know what? I bet you forgot. This actually has a max frame. There you go. There we go. That seems better.
I think I'm weary of long, boring sea voyages to grim, faraway lands.
I can't remember the last time we did something else than work.
After this, we should set sail somewhere warm and safe. The dead don't linger.
No such place. But it's not a bad idea.
Here we go. So again, this is kind of the intro. Obviously, you guys know a little bit because she's gonna die. We don't know how. Alex and I haven't made it that far. But so you guys are seeing it. So we are going to, like, a lot of this right now is just kind of getting an intro to the story. Now the investigation stuff is actually really cool. And that's some of probably the neatest part is that this game is also a lot about investigating and all that sort of stuff. I don't know about collectibles. I know somebody had asked about that, but
I think we can get through here.
Sure. Let's go traipsing through the...
Actually, I got to do my
folding
first
down halls.
investigation, and it was kind of neat. Just like a, a sort of tutorial-ish.
yeah, like right after when you meet the widow.
Yeah, it's actually the widow's kind of your first.
Apparently, somebody has considered they've come up with a new genre of game. They're called crevice games.
Watch out!
because you always go through like little crevices and stuff like that, which is like God of War, Jedi, you know, like these narratively driven games. So
Keep going. I'll find a way to meet up with
And
you.
it's because you spend a lot of time going through crevices, which
Overeager
you'll do
apprentices.
pretty soon.
yep, right now. Oops, that was the wrong button. No, shoot. Great. I
can
literally
break
just
my way
wasted a
through
bunch of
here.
healing.
And yeah, I still need to play Witcher 3. Well, I still
Oh,
need
Witcher
to play
3 is
it.
so good.
I could beat you
And
in
then
my
look at
sleep.
the, I love the, if you look at the floor, it tells you where somebody is.
Actually, I have a question here.
What's that?
When you were doing the calibration of how dark you
Just a
want your
sneaky
monitor,
wanderer.
Yeah.
it's like you should load your
I'm
screen so you can barely see
Spectres watching the road.
this logo.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Is it
But are they
really like
keeping people
you can
outside
really
town?
barely see
Or are they
it, or is it
keeping them
like
in?
no? I can.
I
make it
actually,
up.
because I'm streaming, I have a tendency to make it a little bit brighter because if it gets too dark, then people can't see it on stream. It's meant to, you know, does it ruin how the game is gonna be played? Potentially, but at the same time, like I want to make sure that that people who are watching the game can actually like see what's actually happening.
It makes sense.
More wanderers.
There goes my hero.
He's got that song stuck in his head.
Behind you.
That is Alex. That's not
Defender.
him in place of Alex. That is Alex, ladies and gentlemen.
As easy as falling off a box.
Let's get me started.
Can't tell how long these people are dead.
Are you in here, Alex?
The original set
We're
date,
here.
perhaps.
We're here.
Oh, look at Sarah playing the game. No, we have the lead singer of Foo Fighters here.
Oh, my bad.
That's Mr. Grohl to you guys. Mr. Grohl.
He only likes green M&Ms.
Yep.
The talent has leveled up for the stream.
Alex, now that guy.
Slow.
When you finish his professor section and it's time for you to sit down.
Okay, so you get some reading. Perhaps these words will be lost in time, but I must write them. The date I cannot say. I know it is the month of June in the year 1695. I thought we would be safer in Providence. I thought we would finally see the children again, and the golden wheat fields would ring with their laughter. Their mother now lies dead, and I shall soon join her. Something insidious walks the road. Terrible spirits took us. New Eden is cursed. You who reads this now, I tell you, run.
Robey, you lost another calling for being a voice actor. Just put it out there.
You eat in town just a few days ago.
Was he
What
Scottish
exactly
or
is going
English?
on here?
Wow. It was definitely New Jersey-ish.
New Jersey. Rubbish.
That was
What a
a
bunch of
solid
rubbish.
that was a solid Jersey accent.
So should we call you?
Ow.
Call this a fight.
You got a 7.5 out of 10 on your accent. Good job.
Well, thank you. 10 to 10 IGN will copy. I'm trying to make it like period appropriate, guys, when I read. You know? I want you guys to have the full immersive experience here.
Oh, jumping Cheerios.
That augurs badly for the case.
Situation's
I
worse
could
than
do
you thought.
Scottish if we wanted.
Let's wait to hear what Charles has to say.
Though it might go to Irish. So I'm a little embarrassed.
Empty
It's
dogs
gonna
have
have
the
to
growing
be an
settle.
accent counter, because
Never a good
Yeah.
sign. Other
You
towns,
busted
sorry,
out
they're
straight up
sitting on their arse.
Japanese.
Maybe it could be a
Isn't that what
Frenchman.
selectmen do?
Hello.
Ooh.
When
We
we're
are
Yeah,
in
here.
yeah.
We are here to
We
look
may
at the
need to
ghosts.
split up
Where are
to
they?
cover more ground.
Maybe this way. We.
The most responsible student a Banisher could have.
We'll see if you remember some of your teaching. If you're up for it.
Always.
Oh, the request is just to switch to Christopher Walken.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'd have to work on that.
Not the busiest stables I've ever
They
seen.
had a
No
Super Bowl
Oscar,
commercial.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty
Making
funny.
fun of Chris funny.
You, yeah,
Walken.
I can do Christopher Walken, but I have to like practice it before. I can't just call it. Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried. Wow. I think we just watch our viewership tank if I start doing Gilbert Gottfried.
Is that the parrot from Aladdin?
Committee.
Let's find the inn. Let's find Charles.
We got to find Charles.
It'll be good to see Charles and Esther again.
Would you a lecture on the sanctity of marriage?
Esther wouldn't dare. And we don't need a piece
Let's
of
talk to
paper
this
to
guy.
keep us together.
I thought it was kind of cool that they don't let you talk until if there's another conversation happening.
Good day, sir.
You'll be Haskell's Banishers, I take it.
Antea Duarte. This is Red McWraith.
Hugh Bachelor. The governor had me prepare the schoolhouse for your comfort. It has fallen out of use. Will that be all?
We're expected at the tavern. Where might we find it?
The King's Arm. You can't miss it for the lamps are lit. The school is now a bunkhouse, and the meeting house cold and dark. But the tavern shines yet.
Well then, let us be thankful for small mercies. Where are the children?
Several died of fever. We could see disaster coming.
You should have gotten a pilgrim's
We
hat,
thought
Alex.
we'd have to bury them all. We sent the
I think we
children
lost
to
them.
safety. We sent them away.
Where did he go?
That can't
don't
have been
know.
easy. It can't be easy now.
No,
No, it is not.
no, it is not.
Okay. What? I don't know what. He had to wash his
Mr.
hair.
Bachelor. And you may wish us luck.
Yeah, the voice acting in this
Good
game is
luck,
actually
then.
really good.
The both of you.
So you guys, we're gonna get to the we're gonna do the inn part, and then once we get up to the inn, there's a couple conversations, and we'll start the first investigation, and it'll kind of go from there. But I felt like if I started in the middle, you guys wouldn't like it. It'd be kind of you want the backstory.
I think it's
There's
important.
the inn.
There's a
Yeah.
lot to it.
There we go. I got some more leather. Okay. Bye, Charles. Oh wait, Charles is in here.
Charlie, we're here. Your prayers are answered. Pour us a drink.
Finally. Banisher, please come in. As it is called, your serving woman may sit while we talk.
I'm the help. She's the boss. You're not Charles.
My name is Antea Duarte. This is my partner, Red McWraith. Good day to you, sirs, madam. Now, where's Charles?
Minister Davenport said help was on its way.
Sorry, guys, I
I
was doing
Keep
some
digging,
magic.
Fairfax.
But I'm back.
Were you?
Good day. Pennington.
This guy looks like
Captain of the
this
train.
guy right here looks like he'd be fun at
This
parties.
here is thick-skinned
Like
Newsmith.
that hair. I kind of wish that you
We're the
dressed
select-
like him.
And the
What's
mustache.
left of
Yeah.
us?
Careful what you wish for. Maybe next time I see
Why
you,
is
I'll
Charles
show
not
up like
here?
this. I'll show up to your house like this with a box of chocolates. Happy Valentine's Day.
We're sorry for your
So
loss.
just so you know, his friend
We'll
is
do
dead.
what we can for his widow.
Oh, there you go.
The Reverend is dead.
Charles Davenport.
Yeah.
When? How?
A terrible tragedy. Though our faith sustains us, we are still very much in shock.
Our shock at Reverend Davenport's killing is so great that we must sit here in
That
comfort,
lady seems like she'd be a lot of fun at
losing
parties.
precious time.
As governor of the colony of New Eden, it is my responsibility.
This is a riot.
Look at us, sat here waiting to meet the same fate. We could all be miles away by now.
I just want to say, of all the characters here, the
You lot do
governor
what you
has by
want.
far the best skin
I
routine.
intend
I mean, he
living.
looks less facial markings, you know?
The esteemed
Just
I mean,
saying.
you asked me about my hair. We should ask him about his
It's to show
hair.
that her aptitudes far outweigh her manners. Or lack thereof.
Have you
Her point
decided what
still
kind of
stands,
character you're gonna play?
Fairfax. Sitting
Oh,
here,
who you mean?
doing
You
nothing.
mean in the game?
We are as lambs to the slaughter.
Like,
I'm gonna
Banishers,
be
eh?
Like what
good.
storyline?
Yeah,
should
Mike,
follow?
With
she's
their
dead. Who cares? I
expertise,
mean, I'm
we
still a
may
nice
yet
guy.
prevail.
You know what I mean? Whatever. It's over.
Then I
Sorry.
shall leave you with
gonna
your
banish her.
expertise in ghosts and devils to find out. My expertise
So what
in
if they
blood
were
and
bad?
battle is of little use.
Doesn't matter. I'm just kidding.
Mistress Duarte, if I can be of service,
Oh, I
You
don't think
may
I want to
visit me
visit
at
you at
home.
home, dude. Your hair's a
on the
little
other
crazy.
side of the street, as it were.
Well, Governor, shall you leave or shall you stay?
Yeah, so this is like my
Myself,
fourth or
I'll
fifth or
stay.
seventh wig, so I finally figured out how to
Company has
make them
suffered
stick to my
terribly.
head. There's actually come with a rubber
But we
band.
are
And
worth saving.
actually, I've
Now that you are here,
it's funny. I never
I
thought
think
I
we
would
need
see
to
this
start
in my
like
life.
based like. Can somebody come up with like a cosplay leveling
Accept my
system for
sincerest
Alex? Because like when he
condolences for the
starts
loss
saying
of your
things like,
friend.
you know, this is my fourth or fifth
we
wig,
feel
but
the
I've
loss of
I've
our
started to become
minister so
proficient in
very
knowing.
keenly.
How to put them on,
Davenport
how do I have to
was a
comb
man
them,
of great
how to arrange the
knowledge and
hair,
devotion.
and,
The pride
it
in
is
being
funny,
New
but
Eden.
yeah, this actually the wigs come with an
Discourages me
elastic band, so you can
greatly to remember
adjust it
how we
for
found
your
this body in
the size of your
search.
head. So I have a big head, so I
Indeed,
usually
it
don't have to
distresses
change it
me
too
yet
much.
further
Also,
to tell you
on the
that we do not
sides,
know
they
what
kind of
so
show you where
tragically
the
costume is
what do you
like.
call this? Yeah, like where your ears are supposed to go.
What
So
do
you
you
have
think
the idea of
happened?
how it's supposed to go, how it's
I
supposed to
could
fit.
guess. To the
All right,
times.
so catch us
I
on the
can
next
fix- I can
interlude.
fix the game
However,
audio.
that
Fix.
Charles's unexpected death
and
is
welcome
linked
everybody
to his
to
investigation of the
Alex's
curse.
wig tutorial.
In the minister's absence, I try
Welcome to the wig tutorial,
no
guys. If
humility
you've been looking
to
at
protect
please
us
follow me
all,
on my Instagram
body and
page.
soul,
I will give you great
from
tips
our
on
ongoing
how to
peril.
improve your
I
wig
too
or
was something
yeah,
of
your
a
wig.
demonologist.
From
Rather a good one,
your
if I say
you know,
so
it goes
myself.
from curly,
One of
afro-ish to
demonologists, and he was
blonde
Charles.
to the Dave Grohl.
Is his
impersonation.
widow
So
Esther
just
taking
you know, give us
visitors?
a like and follow.
The widow Davenport is at home and does not much venture out. Their house overlooks the dock. I offered
Why does
Charles a
the-
home with a view
You know,
across a
actually,
pretty
wigs
meadow,
are
but he
good.
refused.
Wigs are easy to
He
find.
preferred the village life.
Facial hair, on the other
Speak to
hand,
her,
man,
if she'll see you.
it's not.
She knows
It's not as
more
easy.
than we
It's
do
not.
about how her husband died.
Not as good. So yeah, that's why it looks like
What
face
can you tell
mask
me
or
about the
something.
curse?
that.
I can tell you that it has been our misery
It
for
is.
many long
This
months
is actually
now.
pretty crazy. This part
And
right
I
here,
can tell you that
the
it
curse thing.
worsens by the increments.
Like, can you imagine
First,
this?
There was pestilence.
Like, there's pestilence, disease, and then nightmares
Then
among
came
like
the
everybody.
nightmares.
Like, I don't know. I
Then
would
came
peace out pretty
madness.
quick when this stuff happened.
the end
I don't know
came
about you
death.
guys.
Well, especially when
Remains.
this is in the middle of summer and it looks like
Honesty.
winter.
Yeah,
it's
that's what he
like
says. It's like it's eternal.
I think the
It's
weather
eternal
is the worst
winter.
part. This never-ending winter hangs heavy on
So
us
one
all.
of the things that I think is really
Worse
cool
yet,
is I
it
guess as you
traps us
continue to
here.
get to know these characters, that there's going to be storylines that are going to be unveiled
What do you
about
think
past
caused the
mistakes,
curse?
concealed truths,
In my humble
and you'll
opinion,
start to recognize
point to the
an
obvious.
intrinsic
the
interconnection
abyss
between
disgorges
the
its spawn
citizens
upon
here
New
and then the
Eden,
wandering spirits.
bent on making God's
Yeah,
poor
and I heard
creatures
one of
suffer.
the restless spirits is
As to
Elsa.
the nature of the demon, that's what we're paying you to find out.
just let it go, man.
Our late
Let
friend
it
Charles
go,
faced a
let it
Herculean
go.
task
Let it go.
and acquitted himself
I'm not
with honor.
holding back
You will
anymore.
have to do far better than that, I'm afraid.
Our
You know,
contract
we got
stands.
all the genres of entertainment
have it,
covered right
yes.
here in this show.
Our contract stands for Charles.
All right. For Charles. Why is town so empty?
Of those who did not die, we are the few
The cold
who
never
stayed.
bothered me
Our
anyway.
motivations may differ.
I
All
love the
who
cold.
remain have shown extraordinary
It blows me
faith
kilt.
and courage in the face of our adversity.
they go?
Those who left, where did they go?
You know, I don't know if this is a spoiler because I haven't gotten that far, but this governor is very, very suspicious to me.
Some believe the path through the dark woods offers salvation.
He's got tiny eyes. You can never trust a man with tiny eyes. And a big schnoz.
And it's so good.
Our ground.
I don't know if he had dropped his hobby yet. Has he talked about his hobby?
Yeah, he's a demonologist.
I know. I was like, what is going on? Oh, by the way, I'm a demonologist.
I collect butterflies. I'm a demonologist. You know.
We sent the children away some time ago.
His
many could not live with their absence.
I like.
If we do not resolve this situation,
dinners, and I'm a demonologist.
The community of New Eden shall be broken, perhaps forever.
I don't know. I think living with like I don't know, maybe living in candlelight would be kind of cool. I mean, if you didn't know any better.
You're a demonologist, you say?
Until you catch your house on fire.
Like my father was before me. Faith and science are our
Oh, nice. I like that diamond magnet says. I said with tiny eyes, he must be terribly short-sighted.
God's green and pleasant land.
Dad joke.
And those who threaten it.
And what have your compasses told you about the curse?
They have told me
your eyes will get wrecked. Yeah, I wonder how is the eyesight of everybody.
That Reverend Davenport was better placed than I to solve our problem, which is why you're here. We agreed it. I shall stand for the company, I said, as the moral authority, the anchor and the rock, as Charles and his Banishers lift the curse.
Yeah, one of the things like you guys were talking about, the first thing that caught my, I mean, it says graphics and everything, and the story is like this voice acting.
We do it all.
Wow, these guys are really invested in here, which is really nice to see that.
Because we must.
Okay, here we go, guys. Time to start. Now we're getting into the investigation. So now you know the story.
Then I wish
your
you
friend's
success.
Dead. The place is eternal winter.
For you in the
all in all, like
house.
pretty much almost. This is like as happy of a show as Ted Lasso. Like Ted Lasso. What this town needs is Ted Lasso.
Damn it, Charles. Those accursed sea storms. If only we'd been here earlier.
I know. But as Charles would say, another day, another soul to save.
There you go.
These people have no idea what they're up against.
Well, got some more materials over here. See what it is. Got some hoof fungus. That seems useful. I don't know how to open this door. Go ahead and grab the hoof fungus. Let's see if that does something. Do you guys remember those old point-and-click games where you're just like, okay, well, I've tried everything else. Let's see if the hot dog opens the door.
Well, there used to be a Q-tip that opened the secret door on Monkey Island.
There goes my hero, Alex, as he goes down. Yeah, the hot dog didn't work. Maybe go to Costco with Matt.
It's like, why are you using Matt's lunch for as a key?
Yeah.
Use the forks, Luke. Use the forks. That jokes continue to be in the chat.
Electric Yoshi, take us with you, Matt. Take us to the hot dogs.
For fear you would not come. I'm at a loss. Would God even allow me to drag you into these?
The reason I keep looking to my
dark
right
times.
for my monitor is for the chat.
Esther, you're not alone now.
I hope my wife cries if I was dead.
I'm so
like
sorry. You're on time.
Is that of happiness? Or take it dark
That Ted Lasso moment.
Have faith. They will come. If only he had kept his faith himself.
What happened to him?
Poor Charles. Just one more victim of the curse of New Eden. You know how he is. Was. Restless. Impatient. It's not that he gave up on you, his friends. but that he could wait no more.
Sorry, Charles.
I believe he tried to lift the curse.
Sorry.
I too have questions,
Just hope
but
she
I have no answers. Nor do I now have a husband.
Okay, is there anything we should know?
Is there anything we should know about?
Lord, deliver me, for I cannot endure this. I cannot endure it, and Charles does not deserve it.
Anything at all, Esther. Please.
How many times? We have to count how many times Alex has touched his hair.
His ghost lingers.
It's funny because I'm trying to. I want to make it back in a ponytail, but I can't because the suit is a little. I got it a little better than it's supposed to be, so I can't reach. I can't reach. I'm gonna break it.
Charles's papers are gathered in his office. Take what you need.
Someone said it's zip ties.
Thank
It's
you,
how many
Esther.
times does he play with his wig?
Yeah.
Nice.
He's like, I can't use my arms.
I can't. I was like.
Before all this.
Before the curse.
There's like a Chris Farley joke there, but
it
it just doesn't work for you.
Exciting time.
Yeah.
Charles immersed himself.
Sometimes
in
I
the
wonder
community.
is like every week. Let's
He
see
had a
how
hand in
Alex struggles
everything.
with cosplay while he plays.
People came
Like
to
last week I
love him.
couldn't see.
I'm
Like
sure
wait,
they
where
look
you
to
at,
someone else
Robey?
now. But I can't imagine it's the same.
Yeah, no kidding. Okay,
What
let's
can
talk
you
about
tell
Governor
me about
Haskell.
the esteemed Governor Haskell.
Mm-hmm.
There you go,
Fairfax
right there.
Haskell
That's
is
the joke
well-read
right
and
there.
educated.
Chris
but at
Farley
times
one.
his back can be too stiff.
But that's not you, Alex. It doesn't
He
work for you.
shares
You're just too
Charles's
muscular.
interest in the unknown. But his passion seems less than practical.
Well, thank you.
He's an academic.
Still,
No, that is not very
nature
healthy.
has some
Every time
understanding
I
of our
take-
work.
touch my hair, you guys have
We
to
made the
drink.
captain.
Yeah, every
too,
time
along with
somebody
the
says
That's
something in chat,
thick-skinned.
Alex touches
Do you
his
know
hair.
them?
It's a message.
I find thick-skinned youths.
He's sending you a code for the next series of
But I think
quizzes.
she has a good heart.
Exactly. We just need
A
to.
fine hunter by
Is it
all
one?
accounts. Captain Pennington comes with a reputation for soldiering.
Everybody
He
still has
conducts
probably
himself with
psychological
wide
trauma
dignity,
from
but I
that.
suspect that beneath it all, he's just sad.
There you go,
Charles
yes.
thought so too.
I'm just saying, guys. Maybe
There are
there's a
wounds
code in
beneath
there.
Saul Pennington's armor, he said. That time and
coded
God
hidden
have
giveaway.
not yet healed.
And Sarah's like, please stop. Please stop.
Uncle It.
Okay, here we go. Time to do
Take a
our
look
thing.
around, if that's all right.
Time to start our investigation. You guys now have all the backstory. Now we
May I
start
be
the.
of any
Now we
help?
start looking.
You stay put. We'll find the way.
Did you bring your handy dandy notebook?
Okay, so here's my hint. She was distressed. Yeah, this is super cool. So this is all we know.
Where are you staying, my dears?
The governor had a room prepared for us in the schoolhouse.
Let's see what this
The
says.
schoolhouse.
My sweet Esther, I can't tell you how much I long to get home. This work in the mystical Scottish Highlands is exciting. I can't argue with that, but I miss the sweetness of our home. However, I know that the few months I have left away from your loving arms will be of great benefit to me. Through this experience, I will increase my knowledge in all this I do to protect you from those dark worlds and swirl around us. It is your love and trust that pushes me into these mysterious entrenchments, that pushes me to do my best. It is for you that I do this. For when I can see pride in your eyes, then I know what role I play on this earth. I know that I can be stronger. I know I can do anything as long as you look at me with that spark that is only love, that is only yours. I am thinking of you, your forever love, Charles, who's dead.
Very kind, but we've a long day ahead of us. We don't want to bother you.
Why, Charles?
I don't
Why?
have much. But promise me you'll come for dinner tomorrow. For old time's sake.
What does this one say? This is from January 5th. My beloved Esther, how I long to hold you in my arms. The announcement of our marriage was to my heart as a delicacy on my palate, a sweet of which one cannot tire. At last we shall be together and together forever and ever, until the day many years from now when we are old and at last death separates us. For only death can extinguish the love between us, and I'm sure that not even death can undo the tenderness I feel for you. I want everything to be perfect for our marriage, and I will make it so. That's what he's just like John. He quoted Star Trek there, Alex.
Yeah, I saw
Make
that.
it so. I will write you every day until the blessed moment when I finally shed the weight of these letters and tell you in person every day how I feel about you. Your forever love, Charles, who's
Number
dead. Just got to make sure that you guys are aware that he is dead.
Make it so, number one.
That porcelain saw many a dinner turned lecture with Charles.
I miss him so.
So do we, Esther.
So do we, Esther. Got another letter here. Oh my gosh, this dude wrote so many love letters. I was down and yet you were there to support me. You are... What just happened?
You scroll down enough. With your...
Oh, okay. It's going to come back. That was weird.
Oh, surprise.
That was... Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, there we go. It's going to come back. I was down and yet you were there to support me. You are an angel from heaven to help me in my dark mission. You are the light that guides me through the darkness of the invisible. And yet I feel so sorry for bringing you to this tortured land. You know well that things are not as they should be in New Eden. And I'm sorry to have you by my side, for I fear for your life. Wow, this dude's risking it. I wish we could have found a quiet corner of this land there to raise our children, but I fear a curse. I think we should leave. Wow. Well, perhaps you should go ahead while I defend our home. Think about it, for I cannot bear the thought of darkness taking you away from me, even though Charles got killed by it. Okay, so he was like aware of this whole thing.
I am confused. Wasn't he there with her? Or she was like on the way there?
We got a new Scotch tune in G major from Henry Purcell.
Purcell? Could you find nothing
Not
better?
much fun of him.
These days, I
not his early work.
Can't believe you brought your piano forte to Newegg.
Oh, that's a piano forte.
It cost a fortune. But you cannot part a pianist from their beloved keys.
Just walk around and that clue will become eventually available for you to grab it again.
Here we go. Oh, so this is okay. How delighted I was to read your words. It is always a pleasure to hear from you and to know that yourself and your beloved Esther are doing well. I've contacted our brothers in London, but so this is okay. There's nothing in the archives that match the description of the events you've experienced in New Eden. Be that as it may, pestilence and never-ending winters are a phenomenon, perhaps too broad for us to pinpoint for exact cause. I can give you no better answer. Be it sorcery, the presence of Ichor, or something else entirely, we cannot say. All I can do is invite you to continue your research and to take notes of all your observations. Our Brotherhood of St. Paul Stoll has so little presence in the New World. Any new information shall be precious indeed. Please stay safe. Okay, so he like wrote a letter to his friend.
I didn't know Elnor and Charles were
And
still
his
in
friend
touch.
said, sorry, don't know anything.
Old
Keep
brotherhood
looking
is a tie
into it.
that binds. Charles was so eager to continue his research here in New Eden. If only we had known what would befall us.
Have you received other visitors?
Most dare not leave their homes. Although Mr. Bachelor came to see me. That was nice of him.
Okay. Either some food or ale for you. Sorry for your loss. Your neighbors hold you in their hearts. Well, that's nice.
Those are nice neighbors. I wish my neighbors were
Nice
like
neighbors.
that.
I don't have nice neighbors. A study of H. Purcell's Chacon? What is that? In G minor. Oh.
I thought we were going to say Shaka Khan. And I'm like,
Shaka
oh,
Khan, Shaka Khan,
now you're
Shaka
talking.
This is Charles's. It's like he never left.
Oh, it's like his...
Are you hungry, dear? You must be starving after.
Probably you should have like a
a
new set of videos. They're saying in the
It's no
chat.
trouble.
Robey reads Harry Potter.
Yeah, Harry Potter.
Robey McGrath isn't hungry.
Why I live and breathe.
Truly, doomsday is
You did
upon
that,
us.
kid.
Okay, so we haven't found his office yet. Is this his office?
Open that door.
I can't. It's closed. It's locked. Oh, maybe it's
No,
back here. Okay, here we go. Going upstairs.
Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, sorry.
Charles is still here and Esther is completely distraught.
She lost him, and now he's back.
And
At
through
least
through that door. Yeah.
It must be unbearable.
So we got here.
Faith always was his beacon in the darkness.
Oh, that's a cross. Okay.
In people as much as in God. He's a good man.
What we got here?
I can still picture him crafting your very first Bane ring.
You sound much more fond of the moment now than you were back then. Bit green for an actual haunting, you say.
Wow, this is like his anti-haunting toolkit.
Still, you did all right.
Oh, is that the one that says like, did a ring for you?
A precious king from a chest that protected by a glass dome. Okay, why?
That's from the set he taught me with.
We'll find out.
I'd know it anyway.
Oh, that's why. Okay.
Did he keep it to remind him of his favorite?
Or to remind him that he had yet to beat me.
Interesting.
It is like the Beauty and the Beast rose says Figment.
Oh, look, it's a map.
Like that.
This is like an olden map. Olden school.
Wow. How old is that? Let's see. What's that in the middle? In the middle. Sorry, I was looking at South America.
Okay, here we go. I'm getting there. Occult book. That seems nice. I have a couple of those in my personal collection. No, I don't. None on this side of the water and few on the other side know that came to New Eden as a minister in order to pursue research into the new world on behalf of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole. And what strangest have I found? There are ghosts here, yes, old and innumerable, but they are quiet. I shall never say the word aloud, but I suspect there to be witches. Oh,
no,
snap.
we got witches. No, we got
There
witches.
be witches.
By the pricking in my thumbs, something wicked this way comes.
Job 7:13, when I say my bed shall comfort me, my couch shall ease my complaints. Then thou scarest me with dreams and terrifies me through visions, so that my soul chooseth strangling and death rather than my life. She comes to me in my dreams. That seems problematic.
Charles's notes mention Job, chapter 7.
Is this a clue?
13 to 15.
I mean, it was a clue.
I'll look for that reference.
Yeah.
Red, you dropped something.
Uh-oh. What do all these dreams have in common? Are they a promise of doomsday or a nightmare coming? Visions, foreshadowing? Is someone behind this? Who is the real target and what caused this anger to burst forth? I need to know how it gets into our heads. Sleep no longer offers rest and it cannot perdure. What does perdure mean?
Endure?
It says perdure.
These notes are erratic ramblings.
Somebody probably will beat me
Charles was
to it.
worried about the curse plaguing the settlers' dreams.
Endure in Spanish is
How malicious is this curse tormenting people in their beds?
Anybody know what perdure means? Never heard that term.
to last permanently, to endure.
Oh.
To last or endure for a long time.
Oh, so it's like basically they cannot last.
Yeah. You know, you even get to learn vocabulary.
I know.
Telling you.
This game is great. Hey, look, he has your wig on here.
Remember
What?
when he started to
Give me
wear
back.
these to look wiser and older?
Oh, he was hiding his
There's a front door, back door, per door. I like that. Okay, so we've kind of gone through here. I think I've gotten everything out of here.
Wait, check your status on the investigation.
Where is that at? Oh, is that here?
When you hit star or the square. Go to one more.
Yeah, it says, looks like 1 or 2.
Oh, you should have. There's a clue in that room that you should have. There.
There's another clue in here?
Okay.
Because I got that one.
I know. There's a you should be able to pretty much solve this case in the second floor.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to the bedroom yet. I got some. Where do nightmares come from? What?
Yeah. Have you read about the whole I don't think you ever read the whole.
I remember the teachings of my masters, may God bless their souls, against the threatening unknown when the common knowledge is not enough to understand the situation. The sagacious and pious man will wisely turn to the very roots of his arts, in the words, their meaning, and the power hidden in each of them. Nightmare has nothing to do with a nocturnal female horse.
Nightmare.
What?
Like a nightmare? Like a mare as a horse?
Oh, as in the French. Okay, and the German Nachtmare. Mare, hair comes from the 12th century Middle Dutch and means ghost or demon. A nightmare is not a puny fiend snake sneaking into the bedroom or suffocating the dreamers, but one of the rarest and most powerful spirits divined by its own purpose, to spread insidious and unforgiving wrath upon any living soul it may reach. According to my research, no occultist ever successfully banished a nightmare. But why? Could a nightmare be more than a ghost? I'm afraid so. I remember a disturbing poem I read in London in my younger years about the terrifying abilities of such entities supposedly able to penetrate the dreams of its targets, to influence their thoughts and perception, and make them endure their worst fear, and even to bend the distance or alter time, creating tantalizing and personalized nightmare its victims can't hope to escape from. Such a petrifying concept, I pray God will have all my heart and soul that this is not what has risen upon us. How would we escape despair, death, and doom? I need more information, but where to find them? That's Charles wrote that. Charles. That's profound, dude.
That is a lot to digest. So pretty much it's a nightmare. And yeah, you got all the GRE SAT words here.
Charles always wore this.
Dude, you need a special special degree to understand some of this stuff.
Remember how they used to argue about books we hadn't read? Like we weren't there?
No, Mikey, we're giving away another CPU at the end. In about 5 minutes, I'll start the giveaway for that. Actually, I'll start the giveaway for that now. So we're going to do the second 14900K giveaway. This will be US, Canada, and Mexico. Here at twitch.tv/Robeytech. But do not leave because there's still game giveaways happening on all. So just stay in all your things because there's going to be another giveaway that's going to be happening in all channels at the same time, guys. So just make sure that you don't leave all of it because you want to be on every one of them.
Don't wanna be your monkey friend.
I love that your singing is determined by your cosplay, Alex.
There goes my
It is one of my favorite bands, Foo Fighters. I really like that. I mean, they're out of your neighborhood there, buddy.
Yeah, I know.
Robey.
Yeah, they're from Montana. I'm just kidding. That's not true. Okay. Exclamation point intel on mine. You got 3 minutes, guys. Exclamation point intel, and then we'll start the last Banisher giveaway on all channels at the same time. It's like Christmas. Okay, here we go. I took out my swords. Now I'm attacking people. Let's look at this. Okay, here we go. My dearest sister, Charles, is dead. How can you imagine getting this letter? I cannot tell right from left. I cannot tell which day it is or how long ago my Charles departed. My world has come undone. Nothing happens as it was supposed to. I cannot attend the burial. The shame of it now. How? I have failed my dearest husband. I just could not find the strength to leave the house and walk to the place where Charles died, there to see him buried. Lord have mercy on us and guide our friends for us before it's too late. New Eden will not last much longer without my beloved husband to protect it. I do not have any words left in me, but I thought that you, who loved him so, should know of his passing. Poor Esther.
Esther couldn't attend Charles's burial.
Poor woman.
Ooh, and now she's alone with the nightmare.
Maybe that's why she's sad.
Yeah, actually, now you can go in there.
She never said goodbye.
There you go.
Esther never got to say farewell to Charles.
I could have made him manifest.
Now that we know why he might be back, we should go investigate the cemetery where he was found.
Uh-oh. Children's Psalm. Okay, so that's kind of everything. So we gotta go to the cemetery.
Yeah, go check out.
That's my favorite place to hang out. I don't know about you guys, but let's go get a night at the cemetery.
Only good things happen there.
Cemetery. Yeah.
Yep. I know cemeteries and pet cemeteries are popular.
We need to investigate the cemetery.
What will you do for my Charles?
We will get in bed.
If he's present,
It's not just
We'll find
Americans,
him.
guys. It's everybody. It's
Then
Americans, Canada,
we'll
and
ask
Mexico.
him what he wants us to do.
North America.
Must I
Yes,
see
North
him
Americans.
too?
First, let's find out what happened.
I don't know why the...
After that, we'll see.
Best get started. Time may be against us.
Trying to get the giveaway in here. There you go. Okay, 20 seconds left.
You'll be all right.
Oh no!
I doubt it. But I'll do my work all the same. We came here to help Charles and help Charles with Charles.
Oh, there's birds. That's a good ominous sign.
Ask around. See
Especially if
what
they're
people will
black.
tell you. I'll go to the cemetery and do the same.
Be safe, my dear. Don't look at my kilt.
Be careful.
Aye.
Ooh, do
You
we?
too.
Okay.
We get to see her. Go to the next.
Okay, so there's my next objective, and then apparently there's a shop. This is like, we're going to where he died.
Are we ready for the epic ending here?
What? No, we just started playing.
We're gonna draw the winner.
My concert is about to start.
Did we pick a winner? We're gonna pick a winner here, guys. Or maybe we wait. I don't know what's going on here. My thing is being whack. Oh, sorry. Okay. I don't. Whoa. Hold on. We picked a winner. Hold on, guys. I need to figure out. There's something messed up. We only have one winner. Oh my gosh, this thing, the tool messed up. It's only unknown player is the winner. Who is that lady?
I must take a moment by myself. Excuse me.
Okay, so Blondie has the winner, so it was unknown. Unknown is the winner. And then we're going to do the last giveaway right now, guys, for Banishers of New Eden. This is going to be on all channels, twitch.tv/Robeytech, twitch.tv/Intel, youtube.com/Robeytech, and at discord.gg/Intel as well, guys. So Banishers, Ghost of New Eden, entries are beginning now. 2 minutes, guys. 2 minutes. All the commands are on each individual channel. We're starting that right now. Last copies of the game. Starting that right now, guys. Or sorry, 4 minutes. Going now. It's exclamation New Eden on Robeytech. Exclamation point Banishers on Intel. So you got to be paying attention. I'm like terrible at finding directions. Like, oh yeah, there you go. Okay.
Be warned.
400 meters.
I need but
Please
cry
turn
out,
right.
and help shall come in an instant.
Calm you, sir. Antea Duarte, Minister Davenport's Banisher.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry. Poor Reverend Davenport. His death has shaken us all. Welcome to New Eden. I'm afraid you find us at our worst.
We're Banishers. There's nowhere else we'd rather be. And you are?
I, madam, am
This kind of
Squire
Phoenix
Sincere
was-
So as you guys can
Paris,
see, this is a
traveling
very
merchant,
heavily
stuck in this
narrative-driven
cursed place and
game.
eager to be
Still
somewhere
very
else.
cool. There is a lot more. There is a lot more to
Tell me
see
about
here,
the
but we're just
curse,
trying to
if you
take you
will.
through the story. That's one of the things that's
I'll
always
tell
hard
you
about these kind of
this.
games, but
Those who
you
dare
guys saw
defy the
some
curse
combat and
are
stuff like that
brave
too.
indeed, and I fear.
Well, this is what I really like about
Banishing is a joy.
like. There's actually a really,
To do
really
it, I
good
need
story,
detail.
Yeah.
and also depending on your interaction,
Banisher
it will
must have
decide one way or the
charms,
other where the story's
trinkets,
going
I
to go.
mean, of
And
protection.
on
So-
top of that,
If you have a surplus,
Alex can't kill you.
I'd happily relieve you of your burden.
That's probably the biggest takeaway from this week. Alex
I
cannot
know
shoot you from behind.
Yeah.
Is information about the curse. What have you seen that might help me with my work?
I've seen famine, Madness. The shadow of early death. Weather, too. So much weather. I mean, I've seen it all before, but never all at once. Here, it's everything, everywhere, and all at the same time. Folks stay indoors, waiting to be told what to do. Waiting to die, really. Ghosts in the making, all of them.
Wow.
The nightmares. Do you get them too?
Of course I do. Not everyone will admit it, but we all have bad dreams.
Man, can you imagine being plagued by nightmares? That'd be brutal.
What do you dream?
I dream someone watches me sleep.
Worst type.
I sometimes fancy she's present when I'm awake.
Up there.
She never speaks, nor moves. She seems to wish me no harm. She just stands there, watching me, waiting, taking my measure.
Does she manifest at a particular hour?
If she does, I have no way of knowing it, unable as we are in this interminable grey to tell day from night. Well, there you are. Information on the curse, as per your request. I won't even charge you for it.
You're leaving town?
As soon as possible. Did you arrive?
We got a lot of winners. Congrats, guys.
Yeah, congratulations, you guys. We still have
Perhaps a captain
few
would
more.
take me.
I made mine. I think I ran mine too long. It's still got. We still got a. Oh no, we're gonna be drawing the time winner here pretty quick.
We wrote ourselves a show.
Might I ask where you abandoned this rowboat of yours?
I mean,
Along the coast, by a path remarkable for its angry specters and bloody corpses.
Oh.
If you wish to make the sailing, I hope your wares can swim.
Let's see what she's got.
Care to trade?
Most of my goods are already packed, but I never refuse a deal.
No, that's not.
Okay, we're gonna be closing the things here. So he's got some leather and stuff. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's go get to the cemetery at
I bid
least.
you good day, Squire Paris, and thank you for your time.
A pleasure,
Charles.
Mistress Duarte. Do be careful.
Okay, picking our winner, I think. Go ahead and pick the winner, Blondie. You can just pick it. There we go. We have our winner. Congrats to Electro Dicer. And who were the other winners? Do we know, Sarah?
Oh, I think I saw Pig Radio.
Pig Radio won. Nice.
Fescue 96.
The Wisp. So close to town.
Wow.
So guys, next week we have another epic show. So we're going to be talking 14900K build.
Yeah,
and,
we'll go to that now. Yeah, let's talk about it. Go ahead, Sarah. What's going on? What's coming up next week?
Yeah, so next week is 14900K builds. And then we're also going to be playing some Nightingale.
Yeah, which is actually pretty exciting. And we're going to be showing off, so we are going to be showing off a brand new build, a limited edition build from Corsair and Origin PC. And if you guys want a chance to win that, you should definitely tune in on Tuesday. We're going to be giving away a 14900K/4090 build on Robeytech.com Twitch.tv/Robeytech, and then we'll be showing that build off again for the live show as well. So it should be a really, really cool chance. It's going to be 4 p.m. Pacific time here at Twitch.tv/Robeytech. But I hope you guys enjoyed us showing you guys Banishers Ghost of New Eden. I know we didn't get into really any of the action yet, but again, there's a really great story there, and congratulations to the we had 10 winners, right, Sarah?
Yeah.
Overall, we had 12 winners today.
12 winners?
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do with that. 12 winners won. Holy moly. 12 winners won. So congratulations to all of you guys. And we are back at our regular scheduled time next week, right, Sarah? We're back on Friday next week, yeah?
We are back on Friday. And if you guys are ready for a double dose of the Overlord, come check me out on Intel Twitch tomorrow. And we're going to have a Tekken Jungle Gym with our Twitch rivals. So come check that out and hang out with me.
yeah, so come check it out and go and see it. And then again, huge shout out to obviously Intel, obviously Corsair as well, and the team over at Focus Entertainment for letting us show off Banishers Ghost of New Eden. I really do hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. And again, if you guys are just joining us now, please make sure that you go back. Look at the content. We showed you how to air cool a 14700K and all that sort of stuff as well. Anyway, guys, that is it for this episode. Everybody say goodbye to the lead singer of the Foo Fighters and everybody else, and we will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Yeah.